Hey guys! So, today's video is going to be me trying POSCA markers for the first time. These are POSCA markers, and if you don't know what POSCA markers are, they're basically acrylic paint but in the form of a marker. I got them when I was in the States and I wanted to use them for the first time, and this is what I came up with. These are just a bunch of strawberries. They look kind of weird on the front camera, but I got the reference picture from Pinterest. It was quite stressful because I wasn't used to markers. I barely used markers in my art journey, so this was really new for me. I mean, I've used Copic markers before, but I feel Copic markers and Posca markers are quite different. Copic markers feel more like a brush, so it's a bit more familiar, whereas Posca markers just felt like markers. I hope what you can get away from this video is that don't be afraid to try new mediums, because I know as artists we tend to be better at some mediums than others, or we're just more comfortable using some mediums. But every now and then it's nice to like challenge yourself and try something new. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get into it. Okay, so before we go ahead with the video, guess who's sick again? Me, no surprise there. So just bear with me because my voice may not be the nicest sounding thing in this video, but I'll try my best to be as clear as I can be. So first I begin by drawing these random strawberry like shapes, and I wasn't stressing too much about that because strawberries can literally be any shape, so I'm just winging it. Then I start off by doing the easiest part first, which was just filling in the blank space using my black marker. But then I realized that was a mistake, and you will see why right about now. The black ended up mixing with my red marker, and that wasn't fun. I stressed out a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. The black eventually faded out from my red marker, and then we got a clear red marker again, and I continued to fill in the strawberries. And anyway, I had to go in with a brown marker to add the shadows in the strawberries. So it wasn't too bad. Like, even if you mix the black with the red, it's fine because we anyway had to put in shadows in that area. And I'm using these Q-tips to blend the brown because I didn't know how else to blend it. I don't know if people usually use this technique, but I had no idea how to blend the two markers together. So I just used a bunch of Q-tips, and you'll see me doing this throughout the video. Now I'm adding the highlights. So I'm using an orange because orange is just like a lighter red. So I thought that would be a good way to add some brighter parts to the strawberry. But then you can see here that when I blend it out using Q-tip, the orange pretty much disappears. And I'm just like, oh my god, like at this point I realized that I am going to have to keep building so many layers because the moment I blend them, they disappear a little bit. So I guess the only way I thought that I could do this was to just keep building layers and layers and layers. I'm just going in back with some red again just to add in that middle tone. So far we have the middle shade, we have the shadows, and we have the highlights. Now was the part that really stressed me out. I went in with some black, and you can see that it looks really harsh right now, but I had no idea what colors to use because brown was not dark enough and black was way too dark. So at this point I'm starting to stress out, and I'm trying to blend it to the best of my abilities and just trying to trust the process, but it was getting stressful at this point. This painting is really testing my patience. Oh my god, the table is a mess and I'm tired. These Posca markers is that they feel literally like I'm using markers because I thought they're supposed to feel like paint in a marker, so I was expecting a bit more softness when painting, but it just feels like using any Sharpie marker when painting. So I don't know if I'm doing this wrong. Should I just take a break because I'm so tired? Okay, so now after that mini rant, we are back with after the break, and I am just continuing with the black areas, basically just trying to deepen up that shadows and adding more depth and just trying to really trust the process. And I also just used my red marker while I was adding the black, so the black doesn't look too harsh. And because of that, obviously my red marker was getting tainted with black, so I also had to keep cleaning up the excess black ink on my red marker. So a lot of things were going on, but I'm just trying to wing it again and just, oh my god, yeah, at this point I was just like, what is going on? Like, this is not this is not the vibe, guys. Anyway, I don't like giving up, and I really wanted to like finish this and finish the vision that I had for this, so I am just gonna continue on. What am I doing now? Oh, I'm adding a little bit more shadows over the strawberries so it looks like they are overlapping each other. Now what else am I doing? Oh, okay. So now I'm adding more brighter parts. So I'm using almost a yellow shade to add in some brighter parts to the strawberries, just so it looks like there's more light going at the strawberries and just brings out the depth even more. And again, I'm just using my Q-tips to like go back in. I'm also using orange as well, so I'm just using a combination of orange and yellow to keep getting that nice mix of orange, red and yellow, so that I can get like a nice highlighted area, a nice middle area and a nice shadowed area. Now I'm just going in with a black ballpoint pen. I wouldn't recommend using a ballpoint pen, but I couldn't find my markers, so I just went in with a ballpoint pen because I needed something that was really fine tip um, to go over the strawberries. And then I used the black ball. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, so I am now going in with the white Posca markers and I'm adding in the white dots that you see on the strawberries. And at this point I started having some hope. I thought that okay, we are getting somewhere. Then when you look closely at the strawberry, the white dots are not just white, they actually have a little bit of yellow in them. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just adding in the yellow over the white, and I feel at this point, okay, it's getting better. It looks a bit more like strawberries, but we're still not there yet. Um, all right, so now I'm using my red marker and I'm actually going over those black areas just so that the black area doesn't seem too concentrated and too chunky. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to use that red marker to add in some red space in between the black so it looks a bit more natural and not just a big splotch of black on the strawberry, because that's not very natural looking. Now I'm just going in with orange again and I'm just trying to like put in some highlights around the white dots. So at this point, I'm really just playing around and I'm just trying to add more highlight, more shadows until I'm happy with how it looks at the end. And again, I'm just using some yellow as well to like add some highlight at the tip of the strawberries. And you can see that once I add that little bit of yellow at the side and at the tip of some of the strawberries, somehow it just makes it look a bit more real, a bit more dimensional. So my suggestion would be that if you feel like your paintings are falling apart, just try to add more colors, because I feel in real life as well, when you really observe something, there's a lot of colors. So yeah, just go ahead, put as many colors as your eyes can see in a reference photo and you should get something that looks decent. Um, yeah, now I'm just adding in the final touch and we are done. Oh my god, this part was terrible. Like, I don't know why my tape betrayed me like this. This was the worst peeling effect ever. But anyway, here's the final strawberry picture. I really love it. I love how it turned out, even though the whole process was so stressful. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can comment, subscribe, and I'll be back next time. Bye.